I feel like being the only tank on the team for attack for the first 2 points was not a good choice for my teammates to make. I know I feed from time to time, but I felt like that was my way of making space, which I know is bad, and I want to know what picks or way I could have played or done better. This complaint form comes from Inspector Wolf, a Diamond 3 player who played Magneto, Thor, and Thing, and is wondering, how did I lose? Well, let's figure it out together. Alright, let's hop into this match, shall we? Oh, are we gonna change?
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
There's 5 seconds left before the match starts. And we're gonna go on Magneto, the slowest character to reach the point. So now your team is pretty much 4v6 because you have another dude. You got your Loki who's also late. Luckily your Hela gets a pick. But you're like almost 20 seconds late. Okay, that's interesting. So we're 20 seconds late to the start of the match. So we see they have a Strange, Invis, Captain America. We saw Captain America jump in our backline. Okay. Why are we backing up? We're at full HP. Sound point. You're Captain America behind you. Just help your team. That's fine. Got the pick. Get back on point. Nice try on the block. Good job saving your team here. That's fine. Unlucky you didn't get the pick here. So far it's pretty fine, I guess. Who's that in the back down there? What the fuck? If Psylocke is kind of feeding for now. Okay. Gonna get the pick on Strange, gonna capture point, move up. And you're just gonna walk in the Moon Knight ult. Did you try to walk in the Moon Knight ult and shield it? I think you were maybe trying to shield the raccoon, but he was already out of range of the Ankh. Okay. Good bubble on the Venom. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. Your Venom was fully shielded. Yeah, maybe your bubble did save him actually. Okay, that's fine. Good bubble. I don't know why you're ulting here. There's no reason for you to ult. You know they didn't use any support ults yet. So that means they're gonna have theirs soon. So you're just kind of trying to ult to get a pick right now, which is... people are already kind of... there's no one on your team jumping in the backline. So right now they're just gonna back up and split out and they'll be fine. It's pretty much impossible for you to get a pick on this. What you want to do on Magneto is like one of the best counter support ults. You want to wait for one of their supports to ult and counter it with your ult. You want to save your ult for a counter ult. Right now you're backing a lot, even though you're full HP. You see the Moon Knight. That's fine. Chase him. Help your Venom, shield him. Take space, move up, move up, move up. Right now you need to aggress their backline. Okay, so your Ella just halted, but their Luna is pretty much counter-ulting their Hela ult, okay? So right now you just want to distract as much as possible and maybe even like bait the Luna to come and heal this Captain America, so your Hela could try and fight the backline. So all your team right now should be fighting the Captain America on point to bait the Luna to go towards the point and free their backline. Let's see how this goes. Okay, you're fighting America. That's good. Luna's pushing up. I want to see Hela. How did she knock that a picture? I guess just super unlucky. Okay, she did get a pick. Okay, back to you. Get on point, you're full HP. Okay. Okay, let's go back for a bit. Like this. I just want to see something. Right now, Raccoon is healing. The problem is, you know you have a Raccoon and Loki on your team, so you're not gonna get the best heals. So you want to play closer to the payload and use the. In case you're not hearing because of the sound, you want to play closer to the payload and use the payload as a shield. Also, you want to just run around the payload and have your Raccoon spam his heals on you while you're negating damage through the payload, pretty much. Okay, now you're back. You're missing a lot of shots, I feel, also. Like, you're shooting on the floor most of the time. You're not hitting direct shots. Like, you're just playing in the open. You're never, like, kiting around the payload, right? I was about to point with my finger. You're never kiting around the payload. Now you are. Well, your whole team is dead already, so not much you could do here. That's a regroup. You got your ult. And you're missing all your shots. Okay. Now you're ulting pretty much nothing again. You're not... Like, even if you're not, like, using your ult to counter, you're still not waiting for anyone to be open or in a position for you to be able to ult them. You're not waiting for cooldowns. You're not waiting for abilities. You're not waiting for your team to be diving in. You're not waiting for stuns. You're not waiting for CCs. Well, you don't actually have much CCs, but you could maybe, like, right click or, like, try to get someone in the corner or try to zone people out. But the best is usually just to keep your Magneto ult for a support ult. Like, there's no use like wasting your Magneto ult for anything else. Right now you're holding point, that's good. Good bubble. What are you looking at here? Were you just backing up while looking at where you were going? Okay, you were following Captain America, then you turn. I mean, you saw Captain America on your backline. You turned and you saw him, and then you never engaged him. Instead, you were shooting at a strange shield. Now you're not on point anymore, you're just letting take free space. You could capture the point. Okay, there you go. Bubble. Kill the raccoon, kill the raccoon. I don't know why you backed off there. You had a freak pick on their healers. I feel like you're always fighting the tanks. You're never like trying to take space for your DPS to move in and fight the backline. You're always like at the bare minimum in front of payload, pretty much. You never go past the payload. You want to go past the payload and aggress the backline. Like, imagine it's the same thing for you. So you turn around every time the Captain America dives your backline, right? So if you go into their backline, they're gonna have to turn around too, right? Or else you're just gonna be shitting on them. So that's pretty much what your team has been waiting for. Loki could survive with his shift. He could get out with his invis. Raccoon should be able to survive as well with his shifts and his bubble, and he's probably gonna just play closer if anything, or go on higher ground. He usually gets away from Captain America, I'm pretty sure. But I need you to go past the payload. You're never like going past the payload. It's like if you have an invisible line in front of the payload here that you can't cross, pretty much. Using another alt. Bro, are you serious? So you use your ult here. You're literally looking at the raccoon and the invisible woman. If anything, there's the Hela here. She ults. You still see the raccoon and the invis. What do? You ult on the Strange. You didn't even try to like Kobe like you've been trying to do like for your past 3 ults. You just like went fuck it and I'm gonna ult the Strange and do nothing to him. So you get ulted by Strange and you're probably just gonna get comboed on right now. Nope, they didn't combo. The Hela decided not to do any damage. There's Moon Knight. He's gonna ult too. He's gonna ult your backline, but your team is getting picked. Your Hela is kind of carrying right now. You should be having an eye on your Hela as much as possible and just bubbling her. That's fine, you're just holding, waiting for picks. Yeah, that's fine, give space, back up. You don't really want to fight inside the invisible woman ult. That's actually really dangerous, especially if you have just a Loki and a Raccoon for heals. They're not gonna see you and they're pretty much... Well, Loki is pretty much a projectile, and, well, I guess Raccoon too, but Raccoon has more AoE. And Raccoon can also shoot in the air and it heals you. Loki, if he doesn't see you, he's pretty much just trying to spam the ground or trying to spam somewhere in the invisible ult and just most likely gonna miss you, because he can't see you. So right now you just get picked off, no more tanks. And... your team is just gonna get most likely cleaned up here. Invisible woman ulted with the tanks dead. So not really gonna be able to retake point unless the Psylocke gets some picks here, which she doesn't. And now 2 staggers instead of regrouping. And now we're on thing, okay. And okay. So this is one of the worst positions to play, because your healers are either gonna be up here, which is dangerous because they could get jumped from the enemy's backline, or they're gonna be out here in the open, which it's not really a safe space for healers to be, because it's kind of in the open and they could get stuck here. So your both of your healers are gonna be in this position usually. So you want to play around this corner and just hold the payload around this corner. The payload stops here for them to capture point. So you could literally, and you have two staggers. So you just want to waste as much time as possible until your raccoon comes back, because right now you're just one healer and it's a freaking Loki. You're not gonna get really a lot of heals, especially if you got two tanks and a Groot, pretty much. No shields, no nothing. You're just gonna be taking a ton of damage that Loki won't be able to keep up on, and he's already set up around this angle. So you just want to play around this safe angle and just kind of strafe around this area and peek them and not really push out, because right now you're just diving in their backline with one healer missing and the other healer playing this angle. So now you're just taking a bunch of damage. Groot, see what Groot did? This is fine. This is what you're supposed to do, but he took a bit too much damage before backing off, which I feel like he's gonna get picked up. No, he's actually safe. You see, he's fine. He's safe. So if both of you would have done that, you would have maybe both been half HP, and you would have been able to be holding the payload right here. And now your raccoon would be back with his ult and his respawn beacon. Ooh, okay, big hold maybe. Nope, C9. Okay, so Groot just went in the backline. And you were dead, so you couldn't really do anything here. But if you wouldn't have died there, if you would have played the angle, you would have probably have a better fight here and would have been able to save the point. Okay, now you're diving with a healer missing again. I feel like you're not really looking at the kill feed that much, because you're often going in when healers are missing instead of just waiting and trying to play safe and regrouping. Okay, so now you lost sight of Strange because I don't know what you looked at. Still being aggro. Okay, now your whole team is there. And you got your ult. Now's the time where you look at your team if they have their ult. And you see no one in my team has their ult. So, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna wait for it? To combo with your Psylocke or something? Let's see it.
By the eye of Agamotto.
It's coming. So you just got countered by Strange. And because you didn't combo your ult, well, no one on your team could follow up on your ult after you weren't able to follow up on it. Let's see the Moon Knight for a second. Okay. You're still missing healers, teammates. I want to see you go back in for a second. I kind of missed that. There was no reason for you to walk into that invisible woman ult. So your Psylocke can get out of there. Or if not, well, she just fucking dies and it's time to reset. Right now, you just want to back out. You have time for one more fight after your team resets, but instead you decide to go in, try to 1v6, get picked off, and now you won't have time for another fight. Your team is gonna try to hold the payload, but they're probably just gonna get staggered at this point. Now you're gonna try to come back in, but you're missing the Loki, you're gonna be missing the Groot, the Hela, and everyone's just pretty much 1v6ing. Hella's ulting. You're not even gonna be able to touch back.
Score is 0-2.
There's like 2 or 3 fights where you're getting picked off that you shouldn't have gotten picked off.
You're on.
You shouldn't have gotten picked off and should have just waited for your team and it would have literally saved the game.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Let's move forward. And now we're on Thor. Okay. Let's see how this is gonna go.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Okay. Okay. First thing. Maybe a bit forward. Right here, you're just kind of standing in the open. You have your abilities ready. And you're not using anything. Now you do. Now you have your abilities. And you're gonna use your F. Right now, what you should be doing is just using your shift on America. He's aggressing your back line. Watch this. You should just follow the Captain America on your back line and use your shift on him and just stun lock his ass. Don't even be holding this shift. You could literally just like insta spam it. It gives you the shield and it boops them back like 2 or 3 meters. And it hits them, it gives you shield. And I think the combo is like 1-2 shift, 1-2 shift, 1-2 shift. If I remember, I'll go in a custom game at the end of this match and show the shift combo that you want to keep spamming. Okay. You're using F too much. F is a trap. Because once you use your F, you pretty much can't do anything. I feel like you could have body blocked him. But instead you were moving. Shift, shift, shift. 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 Nice. Okay, shift in. Get the backline, get the raccoon, he's alone in the room. You got your ult. Right now I want you to shift in, use E, use your ult. I want you to see your positioning here for the healers, okay? Your healers are there. And you play in front of the payload. They have no line of sight of you on you at all. Like, even if they would have been here and trying to heal you through here, you would have backed through this side instead of backing through this side and going to your team. Now you're taking the long way, and then you went back to the front of the payload to make sure that your team doesn't have sight on you. When you're playing as tank, you have to consider where your healers are gonna be positioned. Or at least look every couple, like, moments. Like, after, like, you shift in, you try to get a pick or something, whatever. While you're backing out, you're shifting out. Then you look at where your healers are positioned, kind of. And it's gonna give you an idea if they play close or far away from the payload. And the angles that they play also.
People usually don't let me into tribes.
checkpoint.
Your team is gonna capture point. That's fine, you're taking space, keep pushing them. That was kind of unlucky. But also, you were playing in front of the
Keep up the momentum.
what's it called, invisible woman's shield. So your what's it called, Cloak and Dagger couldn't heal you through it. As sometimes you need to know when you're too far also. So as soon as you see the shield here, you should have just shifted back into your team, or shift like on the right here, to the right of the rock on this side, and reposition, and just maybe like try to give me a second. You reposition through this side. You get healed from your supports from here very easily, and then you could maybe try to go through this room, make their team turn around, and try to pick you off while you're getting free space. And if they don't turn around, well, you can just go in the back line and fight their healers and the Hela. And if you're too low HP, you fall back. And this is pretty much your safe spot for now, until the payload reaches where you are right now, pretty much this area. And then you're pretty much free to just like fight in this lane. So I kind of want you to see payload maps as like there's 3 points for every checkpoint. So what I mean by that is that, let's say why is the camera so slow? I hate that. I think you can make it faster, but I'll figure it out like later. So the first checkpoint, the first like fight should take place in this lane, and you're holding in this area, right? Next fight takes place in this lane, and you're holding in this area on this corner. And the last fight takes place here, and you're pretty much holding here, 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 or the high grounds around it, pretty much. Next point, once you're moving up, you wanna, this is pretty much like the safe zone here. Just like the first point, the safe zone is like pretty much before the bell tower, before you turn around the bell tower. This is the first fight holding area, the first corner. Then there's the second corner, which is around this building. And the reason why this map fucking sucks and is kind of known for being really bad is because of this building, which just kind of collapses and makes this point just kind of a big square. So it's just kind of open from every angle and every direction. But this should be the lane for the second fight. This is the lane for the third fight. And if you're able to hold here, well, I guess you're able to hold here for a final stand. This is the safe space. Then you hold here. This is the first fight, first corner. The safe space, I mean like outside of this door, like right there where the third spawn is. This is gonna be the first fight area where you're holding around this corner. This is the second fight lane, which is a bit harder, and you hold usually in this or around these corners or on top of this platform. And the you could also hold up here for the first and second, kind of. And for the third fight, you're gonna be holding up here pretty much, and just keeping an eye on this lane. So lane 3, 2, and 1 down here. So every payload map or convergence map usually has 3 lanes or 3 fights where you can regroup and retake the payload. Okay, let's get back into this. See, as soon as you pass these rocks, you're no longer safe. This is the safe zone. Like behind these rocks, I'll make a line. Like pretty much like right behind this area. So like this whole area here is safe. Okay, let's go back to your POV. Wait. I want to go back for a second. See how safe you are? Right now on the first lane. You're super safe. Right now you're still safe. And now, boom. You cross this rock and you're no longer safe. That is a weird ult, but somehow you gotta pick on the Moon Knight, okay. Now the payload is on the second line of the second checkpoint. So now you want to take space and be holding all the way up to here. So they have to take the third fight here. Because right now, if they come back and they take more space, they could be holding here. And it's gonna take less time for the payload to fall back up to here. And you'll have to take more fights for you to bring the payload back to this corner and all the way to here instead of just like having to bring it back here.
My vigor returns.
Okay, right now your team is dead. I don't know why you're just stalling here. You see your like 3 of your teammates just died. So like even if you get a pick on Raccoon, you're not gonna be able to do much. It's like, okay, you get a kill, wow, good job. Are you gonna capture payload and kill the rest of the 1v5? Not really. Oh, I don't know how I just did that. So right now, you should just literally just take the opportunity. You could have went up here. You would have been safe. The Psylocke, is it a Psylocke? No, Moon Knight. Moon Knight and Raccoon would have maybe tried to dash up here. But you would have had your shift on cooldown. And just been able to shield yourself the whole time. And also, oh no, the health pack is not available in there, but... Right now, instead of being only against the Raccoon and Moon Knight, you went against pretty much their whole team. Against Squirrel Girl, America, Invisible. You could have probably gotten down out of there, but instead you just gave the enemy team free ult charge by taking the health back and taking the bad ending pretty much. Bad ending POV. Wah wah. Pum 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 pum. Okay. Oh, that's fine. You're trying to take high ground, trying to find a nice flank, but how do you lose sight so easily? Like, look. You see him jump. You see him jump. He jumped right there. It's not like you turned and then he jumped before you were able to turn around. You saw where he jumped. So now you see him, that's fine. But instead of... Like, I feel like you could have maybe like put a bit more pressure on him since he was going for a med pack. But... I guess going on the payload is also fine, but now he's just gonna be aggressive on your team. Their Captain America should have just jumped back into your backline, but I guess it sucks. Sorry, I was just stunned by the Psylocke ult. Is she ulting in the... Oops, that was me, not you. Is she ulting in here? I think she got countered by it. No, she ulted in it. Okay. Like, as soon as the Invis ulted, she ulted. I guess that was just unlucky. Or bad reaction time. So, Cloak and Dagger ult. Good job pushing into the Cloak and Dagger ult. Okay. Now you're seeing the Raccoon going into here alone. So I feel like there's a lot of missing shift moments, right? But let's say your team wasn't there to help you, okay? Let's say your team is not here to help you. You decide to jump on Magneto instead alone. Ignore them. They're not here. You jump on Magneto alone. Raccoon is in there. He's gonna be in here. He died. What the fuck did he die to? Wait, what the fuck did I miss? Okay, well I guess the hella killed him. But let's say the raccoon was in here. Let's say the raccoon was in here and you jump on Magneto, okay? A raccoon could literally just heal him while you're trying to fight him. So it's literally just better to jump on the raccoon. And healers usually play together. So if you find the raccoon, you're most likely gonna find the invisible woman here, which you would have been able to fight. Instead, the Magneto falls back, but this is Diamond, so I'm not expecting like the highest level of plays, so he gets picked off here. And everyone's just kind of staggered. But how do you even lose this? I'm actually confused how you're gonna lose this match. Cause you've been doing a lot of bad plays, but their team has been doing even more, I guess. Did you send me a match where you're gonna win? That would actually be troll. Because I feel like the enemy team is so bad. There's like no way for you to lose, right? That was a terrible ult. When you use your ult as Thor, you want to wait for your E. What your E does is it slows enemies in the field. So, once you use your E and it slows the enemy and you ult, it's harder for them to get out of your ult. Ding 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 ding. Instead, you had 1 second left on cooldown for your E. And you decide to shift in. You see the invisible woman, so that would have been a good ult. But instead, you're low HP, and you decide to use your ult without using your E. So you just get picked off and waste your ult. This map is kind of strange because the way I should explain it is that yes, this is the first lane, but when you're coming back from spawn, it's usually still better to come through this room, especially as Thor. Not everyone, because you could like get AoE damaged in this room and you could get shit on really quick. But as Thor, instead of going through the main area, go around and start putting pressure on the backline through this door. You shift in as soon as you pick the door. You shift in, and you have a health pack in here. You have a health pack in here. You, as Thor, you can also like abuse health packs. You should play around the health packs a bit more. Also, you also have a health pack here that you can fall back to. But I don't think I've ever seen you use it or get a health pack once. You have a second tank. Your second tank, as strange, is gonna be on point. So you want to just, you're just kind of like Captain America, pretty much. You want to be on the flank and just be as annoying as possible. Everyone knows how annoying it is to have someone in your backline, and especially in solo queue when not everyone follows calls. If healers are in the backline getting spammed, and they're trying to call out for help or anything, and their team doesn't react to it, you're gonna get free kills on the healers. It's kind of like the same on your team when, let's say you're playing healer, and you're getting dived on by Captain America, for example, or Iron Fist, and you're like, oh my god, my team is not helping me because I'm in solo queue. Well, it's the same thing for the enemy team. If you jump into their backline, their team is not going to help much either if they're busy trying to get kills on your team. So you want to wait for your team to engage and get a flank on them sometimes. Or just put way more pressure into their backline. Have to take space, make them fall back. And be more aggressive also. Spam your shift more. Because when you spam your shift, how can I say that? It puts them it brings them out of position. You could shift them into your team, kind of like a hook, but instead of a hook, you just push them into your team and just body block them. You could zone them out, and your shift also will give you shield, which gives you survivability. So you just keep spamming it and surviving as long as possible. You see, you could have shifted like 3 times during this fight and just decided, like, you have your shift, not using it, not using it, not using it, not using it. Instead, you used your F. So now you can't shield yourself anymore. You have no more survivability. You have no more cooldowns. And any of your cooldowns gives you shield, except for the E. So you want to just use your shift and be spamming that bitch out. Shift and left click 1, 2. By 1, 2 I mean like you shift in and 1, 2 shift, 1, 2 shift, 1, 2. That's all you have to do with Thor. That's literally your main combo on Thor. And I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but it's just kind of annoying seeing these mistakes.
Down to 30 seconds.
Shift. See, now you got your ult. Their healers were in an open space. They were all bunched up here. You could have shifted in, E, and ulted. But instead you used your F and you're stuck in, well, you're gonna lose your dagger also. Strange ult. And because you didn't have your shift to move in and ult, now you're way in the back. Strange is ulting alone, and you can't even like follow up on with him.
The god of thunder! This is real firepower!
Shift.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Also, if you would have been more in their backline and being more aggressive on like their healers, you would have probably spotted more raccoon beacons around the map while you're trying to find like health packs or whatever, and you could have broken them too. But instead, every respawn beacon that their raccoon used actually resurrected someone instead of you being able to cancel it. That was good here. You were being aggressive on their healers, and your team was able to clean up their team. That's literally all you should have done all game. You see, you were on their healers. Their healers weren't able to do anything for like 20 seconds, and literally your team was just able to clean up the fight. What's this? You get on the invis, and these two are together. Well. Watch this. Boom. Nice cleanup. And now we're gonna go into overtime, 3rd round.
3, 2, 3.
Let's skip ahead here.
Make all the difference.
There's a lot of positioning mistakes and ability and cooldown misuse.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I think that's like the biggest problem here.
You need to stop that vehicle in
That's good. You're on payload. Just regressing the backline. Good pick here. Why are you walking away like a bot? You're literally just walking in a straight line. And also, look at this. Look at, like, if you would have escaped through the high ground, you would have found this beacon. You would have been safe, and you would have destroyed this beacon. Instead, you escaped through the main lane, where everyone is, your team is backed off, and you're pretty much in the middle of 6 players. So you're, of course you're gonna get picked off. You once again chose the bad ending here. Unlucky. Rest in peace, Thor.
Down to 30 seconds.
What is this parkour? Wait. What's this path you just took? What the fuck? Did you take like the long way home? I'm pretty sure Thor can go up here, right? Can Thor not go through here? I'm pretty sure you can on Thor. I'd have to try in game. I might be wrong.
The final 10 seconds.
Okay. So half your team is dead, and we're gonna jump in. Let's go, baby. Ah, shit. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Damn, I thought you would have won that 1v6. That's crazy.
Stop that vehicle. They've made it halfway. Stop them.
Okay, so we're back in. Got an eye on our healers, that's good. I know where our healers are. Good pick. And your strength is kind of carrying. Shift. You could have shifted here again. So as soon as the Groot ults, you want to use your right click, because by the time you get your cooldown back, you'll be out of the Groot ult, and the right click is gonna give you some shield while you're in the ult also. So then you find the scroll girl. You would have had your shift, but instead you. What happened here? What is your shit on cooldown? Okay, you hammered through way too late. So now you're freed. And would have had your shift here if you would have used your cooldown. At the wrong time. And instead of chasing the squirrel girl, you decide to go for Captain America. So you saw her jump, and there's literally nowhere she could go. She could go up here on this roof. She can literally go nowhere. She doesn't even reach up here, I think. So she goes up here on this roof, and you could have followed her. She's the threat. She's the duelist, not Captain America.
I can take it.
Their Captain America hasn't been a threat to you all match. He's been in your backline, he got some picks. But your team has been mostly dealing with him.
The current score is 3.
And so,
3.
let's see the end here. I don't know also how you're missing shift that much. Okay, let's just go forward.
3, 2.
How are you not gonna win this?
Watch team to win this one.
I feel like their team is so bad, there's no way you don't win this, right? Ugh. Is it just my camera that I... No, you saw it. You see the name tag. You see it. And I know you saw it in game 2 because it doesn't... It appears like that in game... Like, you don't see the outline, but you do see the name tag. The player name. And the health bar. But you decided to ignore it.
Help get that vehicle to
And so you go in the back line. That's good. Gonna put some pressure on the healers. Good job. Keep pressuring them, keep pressuring them. Nice, nice, nice. Taking a lot. Once again, we rely too much on F. You could have just spam shifted and get shield and take so much space here. Shift.
down to 30 seconds.
I really feel like you would have won this game if you would have shifted more instead of using F. F is a trap. F, you should use it pretty much only if the enemy tanks are dead, or if you're trying to 1v1 someone in the backline. Apart from that, I feel like there's no reason to use the F on Thor. Thor, you literally want to use Thor to zone people out and just spam your shift as much as possible. Try to like pull people into your team. Try to zone people out of the objective. You want to shift in and zone out the enemy healers. Didn't use your E again. And what are you ulting here? What are you actually ulting here? Let's see what you're ulting. You saw everything is down here. And what do? You press F. And as soon as you get your ult, you decide to ult when you know there's literally nothing on you. The only thing you tried to ult maybe was the tanks. You literally wasted your ult. You threw the match right here. Now the Moon Knight is gonna get 3 picks. And you're still trying to fight it. And now they're gonna capture point, and that's gonna be GG. Oh my, you actually threw this. You threw the game, you had your ult. You could have dove the backline with your E. Instead, what did you do? You used your... Give me a second. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so your positioning was horrible. You move like a bot. You use abilities in your ult randomly without any thought behind what you're trying to accomplish. You're not aware of your team's position, where to engage, who to engage. You don't fall back when your teammates die. And for your aim, do I really need to say with the amount of shifts you missed on Thor? You didn't lose because your team should have had 2 tanks. You lost because you sucked. Oh, and you sucked real bad, my friend. Thanks for watching this episode of How Did I Lose? Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to submit your own replay, join the Discord. Link is in the description. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.